was 2005 when the logging industry was just having a really bad year. The numbers were going up, and then in December it was up. There was 42 loggers that had been killed that year. And I was just really thinking, keep that monster away from us. Don't let him come here, A woman from the office came running out and said, "Daisy, get out here to the radio. You got a problem with the pollers." So I went out and got on the radio, and his following partner was saying that we've had a bad accident here. Somebody else jumped in and said, "Well, there's an ambulance here and there's first aid attendants here." And he said, "It's too late for that. We don't need that."
It was February 4th, 2017, and it was 10-1. The supervisor on site phoned me and explained that there had been an accident. You get into the technical side of it. You get into has the ERP been enacted and what happened? Who is it? What's the situation? The last question, is he okay? And the answer was, he's gone.
March 15th, 2021, I received a phone call from my bullbucker informing me that we were in a medevac scenario. Clark then shortly thereafter called me back and communicated that our faller had passed. My first phone call was to Jesse Stromquist, WorkSafe officer.
We had to scramble our resources, get the employer to hold the scene and go up there. It was a tragic thing. A young man lost his life needlessly.
I did falling for a lot of years. Had an experience where a faller I was working with called me on the radio and told me he was hurt, and I think there's no worse feeling than hearing that. It creates the most anxiety you'll ever feel. He had been struck by a fairly large tree and he had broken some ribs. A grown man crying on my shoulder when I finally got to him, and that sticks with you, right?
I really feel for the supervisors in these cases because I know exactly what they're feeling. I was an employer where I had a faller that was killed on my watch. As a supervisor, there's always that sense of guilt. Did I do enough?
I was driving out there thinking to myself, God, what could he have meant? Because I'm trying to BS myself that thinking there must be some, he didn't mean he was dead. Of course, all the crew's upset and going, my God, why is this happening to us? And you're trying to make it best for them. I remember just sitting down thinking, God, I got the weight of, 10,000 tons sitting on me, and I just want to lay down.
I called, explained who I was, and told her that he was gone. And the response, it wasn't words, it was just a guttural reaction. For me, it was devastating.
I was naive to think that we could be in this industry and not have this situation happen. That it happens, but it won't happen to us. The look on my fallers' faces, that's the look I remember. Like they lost a brother.
We have to ensure that no matter the size of the operation, the risk is still the same, that supervision has to be in place. And we have to make sure that falling supervisors are supported so they can do that, so they can be given the time to do that critical function to ensure the health and safety of the hand faller.
Ethically and morally, we have to be doing everything we can to support hand falling supervisors, because that's going to save hand fallers' lives. A hand falling supervisor is the one person on site to keep all the hand fallers safe. Their job duties are going out to a proposed cut block and walk it. Evaluate what are the hazards. Is it danger trees? Is it bluffs? Is it blowdown? Is it steep? Is it the timber type? And here's what we're going to do to lower the risks posed by those hazards.
I think most people look at supervision and they're really focused on the work that's already been done, but I think it's really key to be looking at what the faller has ahead of them. Walking the ground every day, look at what their fallers are doing, and discuss things that you might identify that could be a potential hazard to the faller.
The stuff right in the low corner there.
A falling supervisor is someone who can take full accountability for his fallers, whether it's from training to helping guys with a difficulty, ensuring that the block is done safely and efficiently.
A supervisor isn't a guy that just checks boxes and walks through quarters. He's initiating the culture for people to do the critical thinking, to make sure that people are thinking about, if I get hurt, who do I call? How do I get out of here? Where's the first aid equipment?
The days of the flat ground and the easy timber seem to be mostly behind us. There's a lot more falling difficulties that a faller has to deal with. It just emphasizes how important the role of a falling supervisor is to be able to recognize some of those hazards and be able to manage their crew accordingly.
We need to make sure that those falling supervisors have the time and ability to do that supervisory role properly. Then we're going to have a better opportunity of success for everybody.
What I want to see is we continue to explore different levels of supervision, continue to explore how to give supervisors more tools and ensure that everybody around them understands their role and supports them.
One of the biggest pieces of advice that I would want to give is that going through losing someone from your crew, that loss doesn't go away. All the steps that you may need to put in place, whether it's safety or whatever it may be, are worth not having to go through that loss.